Alright, well, I'm going to use this Ryobi caulking gun, and I'm going to have to read about it first, but I've got the battery in it. I'll just try it. Yeah. Well, it's not going yet. Well, we'll have to read about it. I'm going to try this caulking gun. First of all, you got to unlock it down here. There's a button below this black button, and you have to turn the thing on unlock. It was on lock, so now we'll try it. Okay, this tube is about empty, and it takes a while. You got to be patient. And also there's a dial up here at the top, and that's where you turn the speed up or down. So I turned the speed up. It was down on 1. I turned it up to 3, so now it's going a little bit faster. Now when you stop, what happens is this goes back, this plunger goes back this way to turn it off a little bit. So now I have to move down this way toward that end. Well, you can't see it, but I've got another ladder down here, step ladder, and then I've got a ladder to get up and down, and it's over this way. Okay, well, I heard it stop, so that's about the end of this tube. Okay, now put it on lock. It's locked down here below the button. And then we'll put a new tube in. Okay, I've got strips of black tar, which is plastic roofing cement. I've got strips of that. I've got also the construction adhesive around the edge, and it goes clear over here, right there, and then across here, across the front. And then I've got the strips of roofing cement. Now I'm going to put down some more roofing cement right in that area right there that I just got. Now watch how slow it goes. I got it set on 5. Now this particular stuff is very stiff, so you have to press it and then leave off on it and then press it again. Now hopefully it won't be too lumpy because these pieces of roofing cement are about 1/4 inch high, so I'm going to have to smooth it out quite a bit. Okay, I took all of the paper off this black area, all of the plastic, and then I brushed it off a little bit because it's got pieces of wood on it. Now we're going to cut off the excess roof material that's hanging over, and this is ice and water guard. Now this is where you're going to have to use a lot of blades, because this particular ice and water guard has granulation on the top of it, which is basically sand. Okay, I'm going to use this kind of construction adhesive. That's what I used over there on that side. So it's like all caulk. You got to take off the tip of it. Trim it to about a 45-degree angle. Then you got to have a nail. Get down in here. There's a tin foil down here to seal this. It's in here in this clear tube. So now you got to break that. Okay. Now we'll lay this nail aside. We don't need it anymore right now. Okay, the next thing is we got to load it into this Ryobi gun. I have this one in there. It's about a little bit more than halfway used. Roofing cement is the other material that I have been using. But I like to seal the edges with this construction adhesive. Construction adhesive works okay, but this is a bituminous material right here, and it's not the most ideal material to use. And this one also, this Loctite isn't ideal either. So you push it all the way back, push this tube all the way back, tilt it a little bit like this. Okay, then the next thing is that you have this feature where you can turn this wherever you want. The other feature down here is that you can lock this button right here, the black one, and when you're putting this tube in there, you pull this handle all the way back. Another thing about the batteries, this one here is 1.3 amp hours. Basically, you have about 1 hour of work time, and then it has to be charged. Now I'm going to get in a few days some that are better. I think they have 3 amp hours or more, but we'll work with what we have. Now what we got to do here is we got to turn this back. All right, because I only did half of it. And I'll show you why we only do half of it. Okay, when you turn this back like this, you see we got this plastic here, blue. The blue plastic is so that you can stick down half of it. Make sure your surface is fairly clean. Okay, now I'm going to take off this blue material. The peel's off really easy. Here's why I only did half of it first, so that I can use this to lay down. But it's not going to stick anyway because it's not hot enough. It's about between 50 and 60 degrees outside right now. And it's at night also. Okay, here you can see some of the black material. Okay. Okay, now we're going to take our construction adhesive and put along the edges. Oh, first of all, you got to put this down and mark around this edge right here, because that's where I'm going to put the adhesive. Okay, so mark this whole area all along here. Another thing, this is where the joint is going to be. I'm going to put plastic roofing cement here to make sure that it sticks. Now if it was really hot and I was out in the sun, it'd be a different story. Everything would stick real easy. And another thing is, according to the manufacturer, you would have had to prime this, which I did do on the other previous roof. I feel that I'm not going to need to do that because I'm going to have roofing cement instead of the primer. Now you can stand on this area here. I'm about 11 feet off the ground. And in case you're wondering, I have where my hoist is, I have boards to hang on to. And these are very handy. But if you would like to have some sort of a rope or something to hang on to if you're off the ground, that would be helpful. Okay, now we got to roll this back. Trying to see if I can see my line here. Okay, here it is. All right, so I got to take this, turn the lock off on this Ryobi. Okay, now press the button, and it goes very slowly. You can barely see this plunger going back in there. Whoops. Well, I got a big blob right there. That'll be okay. Okay, now we got to come down this end. Okay, the plunger is made so that it automatically goes back just a little bit so that the material does not continue to come out. Turn the tip so that the angled part is in the correct position. Okay. Now unlock it, press your button. Make sure that this is all the way down before you press the button. Now we got to roll this back, and you got to have a tube of caulk, a full tube, so that you can roll this thing out. Okay, start at one end and pull it back. Like that. I got my hand in some construction adhesive. Okay, now you can lean on it, put your weight on it, everything. All right, now I'm going to come over here, roll this out. Now when you cut this, since the other side is granulated, which means it has sand in it, you have to do this one first. You cut it on the back. All right, the next piece of ice and water guard is going to go right here. You can faintly see this blue chalk line over here, and then it goes clear over here, and basically that is where the next piece of this ice and water guard is going to go. Okay, now I'm going to make a halfway mark, and it's 33 from this chalk line to the edge here. Half of that's 15.5 or 16.5, and then down here I'm going to measure this and make another mark. Now the reason why I'm making halfway marks is because half of the blue plastic on the ice and water guard is covered with a sheet of plastic, and then the other half you're supposed to peel that later, and so there's another half to it. So I'm going to mark where the halfway mark is right here. Okay, then we're going to put our chalk line down the center. Well, good thing I have my multi-tool. I forgot to bring my screwdriver up here. This ice and water guard, I should have put down some primer first, because that's what they recommend. So that's what I'm going to do. Well, here's a big warning that I found out. My intention of the construction adhesive would be that it was going to be compatible with this ice and water guard, and here it is, totally ineffective. Here's the construction adhesive right here. It's all dry. It's no good. And then this other black stuff here is the roofing cement, and although it takes about 3 months to dry, it's a whole lot better than the construction adhesive, which is totally ineffective. So I'm going to have to go around this entire edge and use the roofing cement. Okay, we're going to do some experiments here with adhesion especially. And so first of all, I'm going to do contact cement. So I've got a rag here. I'm going to apply the contact cement. I'm going to, now let's try heat. First of all, cut off a piece. Okay, first of all, I'm going to apply the heat on the board. Okay, and put this on. Trying not to burn the material, but I can see that it's burning the material quite readily. This next experiment will be sticking it onto the primed surface. Just paint, primer. This is a special primer. It is a 1, 2, 3 bullseye. This didn't work very good before. And it is not very hot out. It's about 50 to 60 degrees. Next will be the roofing cement. At least a 1/4 inch thickness. It's supposed to be, according to the instructions, it is supposed to be 70 degrees, which is far from that. So we're going to have to let that dry for 24 hours, and then I'll stick this one on. So we can at least check these others to see what's going on here and make sure it's going to be okay. It has not been 15 minutes yet for the contact cement.